Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Since week 0 starts next week, and then week 1 is 2 weeks from today, I think it's a really good idea to start giving game-by-game predictions in certain videos. So this one's about North Carolina and South Carolina and the ACC Championship building, the Mayo Bowl, where they have the Mayo Bowl every year too. As you know, I like Auburn. They represent the SEC. That's my favorite SEC team. So I think you guys kind of know where I'm leaning towards in this. Now, I will say North Carolina can win the game. I like Drake May. I think he's a really good football player. They've got some good receivers. Offensively, they are dangerous. But however, anytime they played a team with any kind of defense and they played another team with good offense or a pretty good offense, they usually lost. Oregon. Heck, Georgia Tech beat them. Clemson blew them out, So, while I don't... And here's the thing, North Carolina's defense has never shown me anything with Mac Brown there against a really good offense that knows how to take care of the ball. So, with that being said, I do think Shane Beamer in South Carolina should upset North Carolina. I don't think Spencer Rattler is necessarily a better player than Drake May, because he does have tendencies to turn the ball over, and his production wasn't very good last year overall. But I think he started to hit a stride with the Tennessee game. He did well against Tennessee. He did good against Clemson. Heck, he played pretty darn well against a really good defense in Notre Dame in the bowl game this past year. And I think that elevated him, He's about to be in his 4th year of college. And remember, in his freshman year at Oklahoma, he started to hit a stride after losing 2 games in a row. Heck, he won the Cotton Bowl, won the Big 12, and that was the last time Oklahoma won anything major. So I think he re-hit his stride in late last year in the last 3 games that they had. I think it'll carry over into this season. I think he's going to be more mature. I believe he's going to be better than what he was. He's going to go back to possibly being a Heisman guy later on in the season, I believe. While I don't think he's a perfect player, but he's a really good football player. And last I checked, North Carolina's secondary has not been very good. So I do believe he can light them up like he did Clemson and Notre Dame, maybe Tennessee. I don't think they'll play as bad as Tennessee did, but you know what I mean, not very good. So I think you'll see a very high-scoring game. North Carolina can win the game, but their defense has shown me nothing. And while South Carolina's defense isn't great, it's good enough to get a few stops. I think they'll get at least 1, maybe 2 crucial stops. That'll be the difference in this game. Maybe force a turnover like a fumble or something major. I know Shane Beamer's a really good special teams guru. Heck, they blocked 8 or 9 punts last year, the same as Notre Dame or something like that, right? I think you'll see some of that in this game. They're really good at faking field goals and going for it on 4th down, and faking punts and getting a 1st down. I think that will buy more time for South Carolina to keep the ball. And I think it's a high-scoring game. Might be game of the week, to be honest with you, because both teams aren't really great, but they're both good football teams that can play with almost anybody at this point. They both have talent. They're both well-coached teams. 8, 9 win teams probably, maybe 10 wins. But yeah, I think the special teams will be the big difference in this game. The more complete team wins this game, and I think South Carolina's offense will be pretty good. Their defense will be good enough in this game to get 1 or 2 crucial stops, and their special teams will be the biggest difference. They're going to win all 3 phases of the game. Now, I don't think offensively they're better than North Carolina, but because you have a defense that's pretty good, and your special teams is going to be really good, and your offense, which is pretty good, is playing against a bad defense, in my opinion, you should win the game versus a team with an elite level offense with a defense that has not performed very well. And special teams, they've been average. They haven't turned the ball over on special teams that I've seen a lot of. So I think the South Carolina should beat them. They should win this game. Maybe 41-34. I think North Carolina will get the ball back with a little bit of time. They'll get down to the red zone. They'll get stopped on downs, or I think May will have an interception or something costly at the end. That's my opinion. They might get stopped at midfield. They might even make it there. Remember Oklahoma and Florida State in the Cheez-It Bowl? I think it was Dylan Gabriel that got sacked by Jared versus the game was ending, couldn't stop it. So something like that. It should be a really good football game. And again, it might be game of the week. People are talking about LSU, Florida State. They're talking about Colorado, TCU, where they rebuilt Colorado team program. I think North Carolina, South Carolina might be game of the week. That's my opinion, though. But I got the Gamecocks winning.